Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine,
Why Not? A queer podcast.
episode 157. See, you got that laugh leading into
you
it.
Think that made it into the beginning? I'm like,
Yeah.
God, I hope this is over by noon. Oh, that's funny.
Caitlin just came on and said it didn't make it, but then you repeated it, so now it's in there.
Well, I do. I just hope
It will be. It
I have
has
a long
to be.
day.
Must be.
I'm leaving. Like, it's press day here at
Yeah.
Watermark Out News, and
I forget what's that like.
Yeah,
Is it chaos? As I drink at 10 o'clock in the
I'm not
morning.
going to say anything so the people listening won't see this. Yeah, and then Dylan and I are leaving to go to the Straz to see And Juliet tonight. So we're leaving like at 3. So it's press day. We're trying to get it all done early. And there's all these messages going around, blah, 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 blah. So
much
busy
chaos.
day. So let's just be done by noon so I can go to lunch.
Yeah, not a busy day for me. I'm off today. And this is
Aw.
all I have to do. So we're going to stretch it out as long as
Look
I
at that.
can. No,
Look at the end of that glass.
It's already empty.
We just started
already
recording, and we're at the end of the glass at 10:20 a.m. Good for you.
It's my
Listen.
day off.
Listen, kids, all the children listening to this, doing your homework, getting ready to go. Make the decisions in your life that land you on a Tuesday morning at 10:20, drinking your second glass of wine. That's all. That's my advice to you. Make
I
those
am
choices,
well aware.
not mine. Make those.
I know this is a chaotic country and world we live in right now. I know there's a lot going on. I also recognize that I have it pretty good in life. I have money, I have food in my fridge, and I have my wine glass full. And that's
There
all
you
you really
go.
need.
That's all you need.
It's a good life. It's a good life.
Isn't that what the Beatles sing? All you need is wine.
Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. That's it, yeah.
I hope my sponsor's not listening.
bet-
That's not what's in my cup. I'm not. I'm the wine not.
Oh,
Wine not.
oh my God.
Hey!
I
that's the
finally
name of
understand the title. So, episode 157.
Here
you know
we
what's
are.
funny? 157 seems like a weird, odd number. I actually found a few things that I think, and I know I've said this in past episodes, but I really mean it this time. I think these are interesting facts that I found out.
Well, I mean, if
But
you
you-
think they're interesting, then they
but you
probably
tell
really
me.
are.
The first one that I found out, there's a British musician by the name of Tom Rosenthal who released a song. You're laughing. Did you look this up?
This is the weirdest shit.
I know. He wrote a song called 157. The lyrics
What are the lyrics?
are just him singing the numbers 1 through 157. So he just sings, but the song itself is 11 minutes and 32 seconds. It is one of the most, did you listen to it?
I listened to part of it.
It is one of the most rich, impassioned songs. Like, it goes through genres. There's a section in there where it's like a Titanic style string quartet. He brings a chorus in, like a choir in at the end. Throughout, there's a baby who I assume is his child singing some of the numbers. It is a full-fledged operatic Bohemian Rhapsody style song that he released on April 1st, 2020.
Where the lyrics
in
are
the middle of COVID.
The lyrics are 1, 2, 3, 4.
But it's sung so beautifully. And
What's
this
interesting is
Well, I
that
was just-
this guy.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I
go
got
ahead.
it. Yeah.
No, you go. No,
It's like
you
Night
go.
at the Roxbury. Day at the podcast. Yeah.
You go, I'll sip.
So apparently he makes like a song every year. He does something every year that's kind of quirky or whatever. And so he had this idea to do the song. And like you said, he gets all these different people. There are like a lot of surprise guest appearances throughout it. His children sing on it, and there are 2 choirs that he got to come in to do it. I watched like a 5-minute. I watched more about the making of the song
It's
than I watched
amazing.
of the song.
It's so grand that I wish he was gay so that we could cover it as the thing we watched that week. It was so good. Anyway, I can't get off the fact that he released this 2 weeks after we all went into lockdown for COVID. Like, this is what COVID did to him in just 2 weeks.
And actually, when you're done singing the song, COVID's over. That's why I did it.
It's fantastic. So check that out. You can wherever you stream music.
Why
it's there.
157?
I don't know.
Why not 158 or 156? It's like, no, we're gonna like he was just singing a song and he got to 157 and he's like, I have no more guests to bring on.
Yeah,
I can't do a 158. I don't have enough.
Or
friends.
Maybe he is tied to my next 157 fact. Maybe he. I found this on Reddit. Reddit user Ace the Creator OF. And for those who aren't familiar, OF means OnlyFans. So Ace the Creator OnlyFans. I'm wondering if Tom Rosenthal's Reddit name is Ace the Creator OnlyFans, because this Reddit user posted up that he always sees the number 157 in his daily life. I wrote down this quote from his Reddit post. For me, number 157 was the boot camp class I was in during Naval Recruit Training Command. I don't recall noticing that number until years after I got out of the Navy. Now I see it constantly. It's like once a day kind of thing. On the street, scrolling online, in the dialogue of a show I'm watching, on the menu of a restaurant, the number of a house that I happen to look up at, that I'm walking by, the number is everywhere. So I was like, oh, is that you, Tom? Is that why you wrote this song? Because you see that number everywhere?
No offense to Tom. I mean, there's somebody for everybody, but I don't think I'd be watching Tom's OnlyFans page.
I looked at it. I might. It was, Caitlin just came on and said it was in April because they released it on April Fool's. But when I was reading that Reddit
so
post,
Ace the Creator isn't an OnlyFans creator? Because I was just looking it up.
No, she went back. She went back to Tom. Tom did it as an April Fool's prank.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Ace the Creator OnlyFans legit sees 157 everywhere. But it got me thinking because I see the time 12:34. Anytime it's 12:34, for some reason, for like years, I am drawn to the clock. Every time I look at the clock, I always see 12:34. So I was curious, is there a number in your life that you seem drawn to? Like you see it everywhere?
All the time. For years. It's not happening so much now as it did for years. For whatever reason, I would look at a clock at 9/11. All the time.
Was that post or pre 9/11?
It was post 9/11.
Oh, by the way,
that's why I hired Caitlin on that day.
When
See, I worked that in for you, Caitlin.
I like that. Sometimes I forget. Only you and I can hear. Caitlin.
Yeah, me too. Like when she came in and said it was a prank, and then you had to repeat it. I was like, oh, thank God he did, because I'm just sitting here like, oh, thanks for the facts.
It's
Caitlin.
funny you say that because 9/11, not the Caitlin thing. But it's even weirder because I work in New York. But Uggs goes from the sizes we carry from 5 to 12. But we get very few sizes in 12. So it usually goes up to 11. And for some reason, a lot of shoes sell out of all the sizes except for 9 and 11. So we'll come out and I'll tell a customer, hey, that boot that you wanted, I only have it in 9 and 11. 9 and 11. And then instantly everybody freezes and just has like a moment of silence for a second. And then we move on.
Do you want to know where I was when the planes were hitting the towers?
In Uggs store?
I was at Macy's.
Were you?
Yeah. We were.
What floor?
Jen, well, I wasn't
9
inside
or
Macy's.
11.
I was outside Macy's. So what had happened was, I think it was between the first and the second plane hitting, is that we were on the PATH train on our way into the city, and they were making announcements saying that all trains to World Trade Center had stopped. They didn't say why. They just said there was police activity, and all trains to the World Trade Center had stopped. So, but we got off of the thing, we had a friend with us that was going. She worked in the financial district and was going downtown. We were going uptown because Jen was interviewing people for temp jobs at Macy's. So I walked with her to Macy's, and when she went inside, I noticed everyone around was looking up at the World Trade Centers, and I wouldn't, because my thing, like, I refused. If somebody points to the sky,
Yeah.
like I felt like that was a tourist thing to do, and I didn't want people to think I was a tourist, so I never looked up. And I walked all the way to Times Square where my job was, and got in there, and everybody's like, you didn't think to look up? Like, it's all over the news. And I was like, I didn't want to look like a tourist.
I laugh because I find myself doing stuff like that. Like I
not
don't,
looking up because
like
you
when
don't
I'm
wanna
going to work, because the Empire State Building's right there.
Yeah.
I try not to look up at it because I feel like people are going to think I'm a tourist. And I was like, I'm not going to look up because I'm a New Yorker and I know the Empire State Building's there. I've seen it 1,000 times, and I just go into work. But occasionally I'll glance up and my first thought is, it's not as tall as I thought it would be. The way people talk about it, I thought it would be taller.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not
I mean,
that
it's
tall.
still, I mean, for me, it's still too tall for me to go to the top of, but I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. I mean, I don't have the time or the patience to go to the top of it, but
Look,
yeah, it's not as tall as I
So
thought it would be.
you haven't been up there? You have to transfer
No.
like elevators twice, because it's like,
Oh, really?
it's too tall for an elevator to go up. So you have to go up to a certain level and then get onto a different elevator. Like, that right there is like, I shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been to the top, but I've been in the bottom floor. Do you know what the bottom floor of the Empire State Building is? You'll never guess. It's a store.
I've been there. Is it the Uggs store?
No. Oh God, no. If it was
Is
the
it a
Uggs store,
Lego
I'd be
store?
working there.
Oh.
No. It's a Build-A-Bear.
Oh, really?
A Build-A-Bear is in the base of the fucking Empire State Building. I thought that was weird as hell.
That is interesting. What
Yeah.
an interesting concept, Build-A-Bear. The whole thing. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
I got a free through Macy's. I got a free Build-A-Bear certificate because they had a Build-A-Bear. It's a whole thing. They had a Build-A-Bear pop up when Santa was there, and then I ended up getting a free certificate for Christmas. I didn't need a teddy bear, and I was going to make one for one of my nieces or nephews, but I was like, if I make one for one of them, I have to make it for all of them, and now I'm spending $600 on these freaking bears. So I decided to make my mom a New York teddy bear, and in the foot, I put a voice box that says, I love you, mama. And when I gave it to her, I said, if I die before you, I want you to hold it in bed crying and just push that over and over again. She thought that was morbid, but I thought that was sweet.
I think that's what horror movies are made of. What?
I thought that was sweet, so she could
I
hear my
was hoping
voice
that-
when I die.
I thought maybe when they said that you got a certificate to build a bear, that you would have built a hairy gay man.
Oh, that would have been fun too. But no, my mom did not want a hairy gay
Now,
man.
I was-
She just
now, that
wanted
would
a
be
New York
funnier.
teddy bear.
If you died before your mom, and then she sat in bed petting a hairy gay man.
A gay man that said, I love you, mama. The other
Everybody should pet a
157,
hairy gay man.
which ties it. I like these segues we got. This ties into New York. On October 27th, 1904, the very first New York subway system officially opened. It was the one train. I don't know if you knew that. The one train was the first train of the subway.
I could have guessed that, I guess. You
'Cause
know,
it's one.
it would have either been the A train or the
or
one.
the one train. So you had a 50-50. But it ran from City Hall, which is down in the financial district, up to 145th Street. I know you were thinking because it's episode 157, it might be 157th. It isn't, but it was supposed to be. So apparently it was supposed to go from City Hall to
That's
157th Street, but the station wasn't ready, wasn't completed in time. So they opened the subway and only had it run to 145th. 2 days later, they had a soft opening, open up the 157th Street station. It took about 2 weeks to finish all the details on it. And on November 12th, 1904, they opened officially the 157th Street station for the very first subway in New York. I thought that was interesting.
and I'll get into this later, of course, when I talk about my week, but just a fun fact about that. I have been to now the station 145 on the one train and 157 on the one train.
Congratulations. I don't go higher than 82nd Street. No, I'm just kidding. I make a joke of that because these are like these TikTokers that are like, when you're in New York, here are the things to do. Every one of them who are white people never go above 82nd Street. Like they're talking about all these fun things to do in New York. Not a single one of them ever gives anything to do in Harlem.
Really?
And
like nobody says anything about. I mean, there's great museums in Harlem.
Yeah,
nobody
there's
talks
a lot
about
of
the
great stuff in
cloisters. There's a
Harlem.
great museum in the cloisters.
They always stop around the 80s, and then the comments are like, "Oh, I guess Harlem's not a part of New York City." But yeah, there is some great stuff in Harlem. There's this awesome. I don't know if you like graveyards, but there's this awesome graveyard where they have mausoleums there.
Just
There's
out of
some
curiosity,
great jazz clubs.
Are you Googling this stuff, or have you been above?
Oh no! No.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I'm a New Yorker. I have not been to the Bronx, but I have been up to Harlem. Oh, and Washington Heights, because we stayed in Washington Heights.
we did.
My one and only trip to New York before I moved here, we stayed in Washington Heights. And for those
That
who
was
are
a great
listening,
hotel.
it is exactly like the Bad Bunny halftime show. That's exactly what Washington Heights is like. FYI. Because that's in the Heights. That's where that musical happens.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly where
Singing,
it happened.
dancing, bodegas. All their bodegas up there have cats. Do you know why they have cats? Because of the rats.
I should get me some of those. Cats.
Rats
that
or
is. I
cats?
already have the
Oh,
rats.
you should. I didn't even think about this. You should turn your house into a bodega.
There we go.
Cats and sell a bunch of random shit.
Then I wouldn't
There
have to
you
be
go.
jealous of anyone who lives in New York because I'd have
There
a
you go.
bodega. If I needed an egg, I just have to go to the bodega in my garage.
There you go. Much
I mean,
like
why buy
Bad-
them and put them in my fridge when there's a
Right?
bodega right next door?
That's what I'm saying. Much like Bad Bunny brought a bodega to the Super Bowl, you bring a bodega to Orlando.
You know, when I was watching that, this is just an interesting fact somebody pointed out as we were watching it. They were like, this looks really cool. Like the production value of this looks really cool on the camera. But they're like, but if you're sitting in the stands, it probably sucks.
There, USA Today posted a video of somebody recording it from the stand. And yes, it does suck. But in the comments, they were like, the football game is for the people who are in the stands.
Yeah.
The halftime show is for the people watching at home.
Oh, there
So
you go.
you got your football game. And we'll get to this when we talk about our weeks, which was boring as hell. But the game, I'm not a football guy, but I knew that game sucked. That was some of the most boring football I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Anyway, the last thing I have with 157 is, of course, Caitlin's Pokemon. I'll call it Caitlin's Pokemon Corner. Pokemon 157 Typhlosion. Did I say that right? Typhlosion, yeah. Typhlosion, yeah. Sounds
So
German.
close. Typhlosion.
It is the final evolution of Cyndaquil, who was 155, who we talked about a couple episodes ago. This fiery Pokemon can cause huge explosions by rubbing its fur on the ground or other things. Me too, girl.
What
me
other-
too.
What other things, Jeremy?
We'll talk about that when we talk about the movie we saw this week.
Oh, that's true. You know, I don't have any interesting facts. I just have facts.
Do you ever? No, just
No, I don't. I don't. But I didn't use ChatGPT for this.
I
I'll
feel
say
like
that.
we're reaching the end of this segment. Like we're not
yeah,
going to do
we
it
can
anymore.
talk about it afterwards, like some ideas.
Yeah.
I think I have an idea of what we can do. Anyway, topic number 157
Yes.
in the IRS realm of the world. Topic number
Ooh.
157 is how to change your address. So if you need
Ooh.
to change your address
I
with, the,
needed that this
with the
year.
IRS, look up topic number 157.
You know, I didn't have to look up topic 157 because I used H&R Block. If you're looking to do your taxes this year, I'm just kidding. They didn't sponsor us.
Yeah, I use the H&R Block. So if you're looking to do your taxes, check out TurboTax now.
TurboTax, which is owned by, I found out they're owned by the same person.
A
I
lot of that-
downloaded H&R Block to do my taxes, and it directed me to TurboTax.
Yeah, which is probably all owned by Intuit, right?
Intuit, which I hear is in the Epstein files, allegedly. No, I'm just
Intuit
kidding.
owns QuickBooks.
It's all connected.
A lot
I
of
feel
the
like I
shit
should have a
is.
board with red strings all
Yeah.
behind me.
It's like like they to avoid antitrust laws, they have different company names, but it's all
Yeah.
a lot of times it's the same stuff.
Anyway, I joke I love them because I got a tax refund, both federal and state. So I love them as long as they give me my money.
Yeah, I mean that's always good.
Praise to be to
Did
the
you have any? Did you have to pay any city tax?
No. It was
Oh, there you go.
H&R Block lumped it in with the state tax, and did it for me. I got I'm not going to give exact numbers, but I got
Just-
more back from federal than I thought I would, and I got something back from state, which is good because up until the end, it kept saying you're going to have to pay, and I was like, I haven't even been here a year. I'm not paying this fucking state nothing. And then at the end, you fill in the final parts of it, and then it said you get back a couple of $100, and I was like, all right, that's better than me paying you. I'm worried about next year though.
Do you have to claim your food stamps and your
First of
subway
all,
card?
it's called SNAP benefits and Fairfare. Secondly, the big chunk for my tax this year is because I cashed in my 401k so that I could survive out here until I found a job. That was the big, I was supposed to get a nice chunk back from the federal, and that 401k ripped a lot of it out.
That'll
of me,
do it
so.
to you. It'll do it to you. You know, when we bought the house in St. Pete and we had to put up a fence and we had all the stuff we had to do to it wasn't to feel safe.
Yeah.
You know,
so you
we
had to cash in some of your 401k.
I had to cash in some of my 401k,
Yeah.
and luckily, I mean, there's a lot of benefits to being a small business owner. Stress, early death, not benefits.
No,
But
not benefits.
A
Well,
benefit is
in today's world, an early death may be a benefit.
yeah, that's true. But in a declining economy, owning a business really helps you out. So I
Yeah.
didn't have to pay any taxes
Oh,
on
nice.
what I took out of my 401k because the business suffered so much that year.
Well, as the former editor-in-chief, you're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for your mediocre performance.
Thanks for your lack of care for our product.
All right, so that's topic number 157. Do you know what Hello 157 is? It's not a kitty. It is
Hello, 157? No.
an emergency helpline. Hello 157.
In America?
It was a cooperation between Turkey and the International Organization for Migration, which is helping victims of human trafficking in Turkey.
Oh. At least somebody's helping human trafficking. Unlike our current administration. Am I right?
I think they are helping it. They're helping to
They're helping
make
to
sure
fund
it's-
it.
Yeah, they're helping make sure it can continue. Here we go. Are you ready for this? You're not. I'm just gonna let you know. If you get
No.
any of these, then I will pay you $3 million in Donald Trump Jr. crypto. I just heard today
$3
they
million
made.
in crypto.
I heard in 1
Yay.
year they just made like 1.6 billion.
Yeah, I don't.
in crypto.
Money doesn't even exist anymore.
but
I
tell
made $4
me-
trillion in crypto.
Tell me about that Biden laptop again,
Right.
or that Ukrainian electric company that was.
Listen,
yeah.
I trust cocaine money more than I trust crypto money. So,
I would never. It's
or whatever it is that Hunter Biden
Listen,
was using.
everything that every business that family touches crashes. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't touch any of it.
Mm-mm.
And here's my theory on those Trump accounts that they're putting like what you put $1,000 into it, they give you $1,000. I bet you in 2 years they take $2,000 out of that account.
Yeah.
It's got his name on it. He can do whatever
It's probably
he
my
wants,
tariff money, you motherfuckers. You give me my money
right?
back.
You would have gotten city tax back if it wasn't for that.
right?
All right,
Where's
here
my
we
free
go.
buses? Anyway, go on.
They're stuck in that gateway. All right, here we go. Greatest 157th greatest. Can you even say that? 157th greatest. At this point, you can't say the greatest.
Yeah.
They made the list at
Now
number
you're like
157.
number 4 most meh movie ever.
Yeah. Greatest director of all time, 157.
157 director.
Here we go. Directed such classics
Yeah.
as The Glenn Miller Story in 1954.
Good flick.
Men in War, 1957. El Cid, 1961. That's right. If you were about to say Anthony Mann, you would be correct. Congratulations.
I was going to say that.
157th greatest film of all time. It's a 1960 film by Visconti.
Oh, I know this one.
Here's the
Weekend
plot.
at Bernie's 2.
2.
Yeah, the first
it
one
would have been
sucks.
better if you said like 0.5. Like at least threw in prequel. Having recently been uprooted to Milan, Rocco and his 4 brothers each look for a new way in life when a prostitute comes between Rocco and his brother Simon.
Yes, this is a movie called Rocco's Modern Life.
So close.
No.
I mean, I gave away the title in the description.
Did you?
Rocco and his brothers.
Damn it! I just lost $3 million.
I just saved $3 million. Hey, Dylan, let's go to New York. I just saved $3 million.
Your rationale to take a trip to New York is getting real thin.
I know. It's going to be hard to recover from this last one. Anyway, well, here we are.
Yeah. Speaking of, what did you do this week? I hung out with you this week a little bit.
So listen, if you listen to the podcast, and I know you do because you're doing it right now.
You're doing it right now.
You're doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Last week at the end of the podcast, I got excited because we were like, "Hey, Pillion is coming out." So let's.
And
cover
we were
Pillion.
both very excited to see this movie.
Yeah, we've been
We saw
talking
the
about
trailer.
it since like
Looks great.
Since like November. We've been like, "Hey,
Who
is Pillion
doesn't
out
love
yet? Is
Alexander
Pillion
Skarsgård?
Right. He did great on SNL. Very excited to see it.
Oh my God, he did.
He
I
did.
thought it was really good.
And then Jeremy informed me that it was only playing in New York and LA, and it wasn't coming out until later in the month. And I said, I bet you if I go home at lunch, I can and talk about this still, I can convince him to go to New York to see this movie this weekend.
Yeah.
And by 3
By the
o'clock
way,
that afternoon,
after
we
you
had
said that-
everything booked.
I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw Dylan post and he goes, marry a man who comes home and says, let's go to New York this weekend and books the tickets.
Yeah, now before
So I know
anybody
he's very excited.
Before anybody starts thinking that I'm a Rockefeller, I don't know if I mentioned this on this podcast, probably, but I had like won. I always think it's funny when you win a silent auction. You don't win.
Yeah.
You just you're the one who gets to pay the most for it.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Yeah, Joey
you
Tribbiani.
win. So
You
I
didn't
won
guess the right price. You bought the boat.
right. So I had these tickets. It was 2 tickets to fly to LA to go to Disneyland and a $500 Visa card. We decided not to go because it was like 1 day of tickets at Disneyland. And I'm like, why would I fly across the country to go to Disneyland for 1 day and fly back?
Yeah.
So I was like, we were going to save them and go to New York, of course.
Also, no disrespect to Disney in California, but I hear their castle's really tiny. Anyway.
Or when it came to Orlando's overcompensating.
Maybe they are. It is a huge castle at Disney World. Huge.
So we decided to go up there because we had the tickets and we're like,
Yeah.
last minute, like those tickets are perfect for a last minute trip because you don't have to pay anything. And so like the flights were expensive, but we didn't have to pay for it because they were the vouchers and that I had already paid for.
And it's
then,
not like you came up here just for the movie. You guys saw a couple of shows. You
we
took
had
in a
that
few
$500 gift
restaurants.
card.
Yeah.
So it was like, we're going to use this $500 gift card to go see $500 worth of shows when we get
Hell
up there.
yeah.
Which, in case you're curious, at TKTS, that's 2 shows for 2 people.
Oh.
So that's fun. So yeah, that's what we did.
TKTS does not save as much money as I thought it did.
So we got there on Thursday. We met up with you for dinner. We went to Joanne's, which you talked about.
Yes, we went to. That's the restaurant I took my family to when they were here. The one owned by Lady Gaga's parents.
Yeah, and I can see how with your whole family there that it cost a fortune because.
Oh yeah, it was
for the 3 of
pricey.
us, it was like $250.
And that wasn't even with my bottle of wine. Because yes, as the first time, I ordered a bottle of wine because a bottle costs the same amount as 2 glasses. So it's stupid just to get the glasses. You buy the bottle.
That's right.
And then halfway through the bottle, we got the same server. And I know she did. She said she remembered me, but she didn't. We got the same server that I had when my family was there. And I had gotten drunk then, too. I got a little buzzed with you. Not as drunk as I did with my family, but I got a little buzzed with you. And after I finished about half the bottle, I was like, hey, you don't remember me, do you? And she's like, I was like, I was here a few weeks ago, and I asked you what her favorite dessert was.
I don't know why you're retelling this story, making you sound like the creepiest man in the world. If you came up to me and you're like, hey, do you remember me? I'd be like, the fuck I do. I don't want to know you.
The next day when I recalled what happened, I felt like the creepiest man because I was like, do you remember me?
It was more like this. Let me pretend that I have a glass of wine.
Oh.
It was more like this.
It was a little gayer.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
Do you remember me?
Oh, my God.
I was here with my family.
Oh, my God.
Remember
the table next to us.
Yeah.
The table next to us, we were talking about desserts, and I was asking
it's a banana.
them.
They on their dessert menu.
Oh, my
it was
God.
about time for us to consider desserts, and they had a banana bread pudding with ice cream on top of it.
Yes.
And so we were thinking about that, and then all of a sudden they start singing "Happy Birthday."
The table next to us, three lovely ladies.
Lovely ladies. Not
Chris
like
just went in his
not
room
like
and closed
Les
the door.
Mis
Apparently
lovely
I'm loud.
ladies. I don't think they were sex workers. But
No, they were lovely ladies. As in they were
ladies.
fresh from church. They came by the restaurant.
Yeah, and so Jeremy, who says he was buzzed and not drunk.
I was drunk.
Well, yeah, as soon as they start singing "Happy Birthday," Jeremy's like, "Happy birthday
Oh
to
my God.
you." Yeah, and just
I was
going.
auditioning to be their new singer. I was like,
I gotta
here
tell
we
you, though,
go.
Jeremy, I've never seen you or heard you sing karaoke, but I have a feeling after listening to your Happy Birthday audition that you could probably carry a tune.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's impressive. So
I will just say I have never been thrown out of a karaoke bar, so it's apparently not that bad.
That's good. So they sing, and then they get a couple bites into their dessert. And Jeremy, who listen, if you have Jeremy's cell phone number, call him because he'll answer the phone like this.
It's so crazy. It's not even funny.
Hello.
I answer the phone as butch as I can because I don't know who's on the other line.
As if to say, and sometimes it's like, hello. Like, why are you bothering me?
Yeah.
What did you call me? What do you want?
It's very masculine and aggressive.
Yeah. And
because I don't know if it's like ICE on the other line getting ready to arrest me and deport me. And I'm like, hell no.
Yeah.
And then when I find out it isn't, I'm like, oh, hey, girl.
Yeah. So he wants to know, he's going to ask, how's the dessert? Because we're thinking about getting it.
Because if we're going to order it, I want to know if it's good.
So he's like, excuse me. Hello.
Okay, wait a minute. I do want to say, before you go into this, I want to preface this with, I know that it is a very scary and dangerous world out there for women. And when a random man asks you a question, you want to be like, oh, hey, listen, I just want to ask you this, but you want to kind of be, you want to let them know you're gay.
Yes.
Because it makes them feel safer.
Yeah, and everybody wants a gay best friend.
Yeah.
Which we haven't watched yet, by the way. We should do that one day. We keep forgetting about it.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
So yeah, anyway, they're all like, oh, it's delicious. You should get it. And I'm like, holy shit, that's the gayest that you could have ever asked that question. And I was
doing it for their benefit.
They were like, it's fine. I was like, what if he looked over at you and was like, how's the dessert?
Hey, bitch, how's the dessert?
Don't you remember me? How's the dessert?
But they were lovely, and
they were not
wrong.
Right.
The dessert was so good,
delicious.
Now I will
all the
say,
food was good.
It was
all
good.
The food was good. It was
great.
It was
restaurant.
almost sad to find out what you found out.
Oh, okay. So, and I totally identify with Stephanie.
Now,
AKA
before you,
Lady Gaga.
Before
I call her
you
Stephanie
say
now.
what you're going to say about this, make sure you're 100% right, because I don't.
I
am
100% right. I actually Googled this, and so her father is conservative. He's a conservative. He has Allegedly, I didn't look at his voter roll, so I can't say this with 100% certainty, but it is reported online that he was a Trump supporter.
Just ask Pam Bondi. She has all the voter rolls.
Yeah, that's true. Now, when I found this out, I have never felt closer to Lady Gaga, Mother Monster. Because I too have family members who are conservative and voted for Trump. And she has stated, listen, yes, I differ greatly in my political views from my father, but that is my father. And I try to find a balance in my life of loving my family members, but not supporting what they believe in their political views. And I totally get that. I have members in my family who voted for Trump, who to this day still argue in his defense. And in my mind, I don't know how you can defend the indefensible.
Yeah.
So if you are listening, I know you are, Lady Gaga, I need you to send an email to this podcast, and you and I will get together and we'll talk strategy about how we handle family members who do vote against our interest and vote for the MAGA side. And you come over to my apartment. I'll have the ceiling fixed before you get here. Don't worry. I'll make coffee. We'll drink it out of my heated rivalry mugs because they're delightful. And we'll hang out, girl. We'll hang out. Listen, I will gay it up as gay as you want it if you hang out and have coffee with me.
That's all you had to say.
That's
she
it.
was like, she was worried. She's like, I really want to hang out with him.
I don't know.
But she doesn't know if I'm going to get, why are you calling me Jeremy?
You
or
won't.
like, hey, girl, how's your dessert, Jeremy?
That is the exact gay you will get.
Yes, that's good. I'm sure she's very happy to know that.
Anyway, I love her. Thanks for listening. That's all I have to say. No, I'm just kidding.
So we had that. It was a great dinner. Oh, and I guess without trying to be offensive to anybody, there was a performer at this restaurant.
Oh, bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
Shout
out to all of her Instagram fans.
We should mention they have like theme nights there, and the night we went, which was a Thursday night, is I forget the name of that. It's like Discovery Night or Up and Comer Night. It's people who are trying to break into show business to come and showcase what they got.
Yeah. And this
person, I
person,
just wanted to preface it with that.
This person was like, had their laptop out and was like live streaming with their Instafam.
Yeah.
Like a lot. And then
like
sang
and
a song.
Subscribe.
She wasn't bad. It was just loud.
No.
It was just loud.
It was very karaoke-like. And she was delightful, and the whole group was fun.
She was working
the
crowd.
He-Man-looking hot guy there.
The crowd was eating.
Yeah.
And didn't want to. And then she came over to you. She's like, oh, there's a table of gays. And then she came over to sing to you, and she pointed at you like, I want to dance with somebody like this. I felt like you were going to start dancing with her.
I felt so bad because I didn't notice her. I was so zoned out, I didn't notice her. I totally would have danced with her. Yeah. The only thing
Don't
that
interrupt
will break,
my pasta, bitch.
The only thing that will break a fat gay man away from a dancing diva is food. You're trying to compete with food, girl.
Oh, yeah.
Or a hot guy. That He-Man looking fella. He had the
Did you
He-Man
think he looked like
do?
He-Man? I thought he looked like the Lawnmower Man. Remember that movie?
I do. The hair was very.
Wasn't that
was
Trey Parker?
Or
was just a guy who looked like Trey Parker?
I don't remember who played the Lawnmower Man.
It wasn't Trey Parker, but he kind of looked like him to me.
Continue saying what you're saying as I look up Lawnmower Man on my phone. I'm curious who played the Lawnmower Man now.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I'll talk about the rest of my week. How about that?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Let's switch it up. I'll go first.
Ooh, I like it.
Look, we're totally versed on this podcast. Isn't that nice? So we'll talk about the movie later because we went to the movie afterward.
Pierce Brosnan was in the Lawnmower Man? Why don't I remember that?
Oh, maybe. Was it his house that was getting lawnmowered?
Maybe.
Or was he the one that put the Lawnmower Man in the AI thing?
Was the Lawnmower Man. But yeah, Pierce Brosnan was in the... Anyway, how was your week?
So Friday when we were in New York, Friday afternoon, we went to have lunch with Jess, who was the director of the documentary. That we did.
Yes.
Yeah, and so Dylan and I have this thing that we like to do now because we've been to New York a lot, and it's like it's always we go to shows and we're in the same spot. We kind of started eating at the same restaurants and doing the same thing. So now what our goal to do is to explore different neighborhoods, the places that we've never been.
Yeah.
So we went
And
to.
I don't know if you said this right. Jess lives in Brooklyn.
Yes,
So,
I did not say it
yeah.
yet. So, and so we've heard really good things about Bushwick and how it's really artsy and all this.
Bushwick
kind of
is,
stuff.
I've heard,
So,
Dumbo and Bushwick, I heard the best parts of Brooklyn.
Dumbo.
Dumbo, yeah. Down under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh, well, there you go. I don't think I could live in a place called Dumbo, but okay.
I could.
I don't think
I
my
love
ears are big
Dumbo.
enough. That's not true.
I have a painting from Nick Smith that is Dumbo. Look at that, full circle. I should donate it to the Dumbo Society. Anyway, how was your week?
So we had great lunch. It was so nice to catch up with her. It was really great. And we walked
How's
around.
she doing?
She's doing really well.
Good.
Did
good,
you
good,
know I
good.
learned this? Did you know that
She hasn't reached out to me once since I moved here, so I was just curious.
Do you know what? That's odd because, well, no, she's in the community. That's why. The community doesn't reach out to the
I
community.
did an interview with her and put her on the cover. Anyway, that's true. After I left, the community doesn't reach out to me, so that
No.
tracks.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Anyway,
you'll have
how
to get
was
a job.
Brooklyn?
You'll have to get a job freelancing and do a story about her. I'm sure she'll reach out. Anyway, she's great. Did you know that? So in Orlando or anywhere in Florida, a duplex is like a house that's divided in two, and it becomes two houses, right? And it's a duplex.
Yeah.
Do you know what a duplex is in where you are?
It's the an apartment upstairs and an apartment downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all part of the it's the same apartment, it just has an upstairs and a downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like some of them the downstairs has its own entrance, but it's
You know
still
how I learned that?
connected.
There's a movie called Duplex with Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick that talks about, it's called Duplex, and they have one's upstairs, one downstairs. Yeah.
I learned that from Jess. Anyway, it was great to
well,
see her. It was really great area. Like there's this huge park there. It was super like it I know this is gonna sound dumb for a New Yorker like yourself, but it like walking around.
Thank
there,
you. You're the first person to call me a New Yorker, so I appreciate that.
and I didn't do that sarcastically at all.
No, not at all. I like that. Thank you.
So it looked to me what I imagine the village looked like in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Like there was like just graffiti everywhere. It wasn't like as clean, but it was just cool. There was a cool vibe
just very
about it.
artsy. I have heard
great
that
coffee
Brooklyn,
shop we went to.
Brooklyn is very much like the city was back in the day. That's what I've heard from people.
Yeah. So then we had lunch with her, and then we went to TKTS, and we landed tickets to O'Mary. Which, come on, they were at TKTS, and so we got them. We had the most incredible seats. We were in
Who's the Mary?
We're in the fourth row.
Because they've been changing. Yeah,
fourth row. John Cameron Mitchell, the original Hedwig in the Ranch. He was in Big River
Hedwig
when he was
Lincoln.
a kid.
I love that.
He played I forget his name, but he sang Wick. He was in the Secret Garden that had Mandy Patinkin in it. He's been in The Good Wife and The Good Fight.
Listen,
Great.
Mandy Patinkin is number 2 on my list of celebrities I want to see walking around New York.
Yeah.
Only second to Bobby De Niro.
He's who I'd want to have coffee with.
Yeah.
I bet he's hilarious.
I love him.
I love his TikToks. Anyway,
Yeah.
So where's I going to go with this? Oh, anyway.
Hello, Mary.
I was going to tell you that John Cameron Mitchell's greatest role was singing parts of The Origins of Love for my wedding.
Of course.
Dylan got a cameo of him. So when we saw he was doing it, we're like, oh, this is... I'm sure the guy who won the Tony and the guy who wrote it is fantastic in this role. I'm sure I can see him doing it. He's hilarious and difficult people. But I feel like this... I mean, there's not a greater role out there for John Cameron Mitchell. He was... perfect in this. So he was in it. Let's see just the rest of the cast because they were all really great. Mary's husband is played by John Andrew Morrison. They're all named as their relationship to Mary Lincoln Todd.
Yeah.
So obviously Mary's husband is Abraham Lincoln. John Andrew Morrison, he was in Strange Loop. He was one of the emotions in Strange Loop. And then there's Jen Harris. Is Mary's chaperone. You would recognize her if you saw her for sure. Tony Mock is Mary's husband's assistant. Hilarious. his role is hilarious, but you'd recognize him too. Now, this was a shock to me. I didn't know that this person was in the show until he walked out on stage. It was Simu Liu.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
no, I did read that he plays a role in that.
Yeah, he's Mary's teacher. He's like she's taking acting lessons and he's the teacher.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this: he wears tights,
Ooh,
and
nice.
with having a role that is typically a man in drag playing the role, they maybe want to teach him where
Tuck.
to put his stuff.
Ooh, did he not tuck?
No.
Oh, was it like, oh wow, he didn't tuck, or no, he didn't?
Well,
tuck.
let's just say we were able to see more Liu.
Oh, like a lot of limu or a little limu?
Well, I'm not gonna go into. Let's just. It was
You
not,
go into it.
It was not take me out style. It was
Okay.
just like, oh, I can tell where it is. Is basically what it
Okay.
was.
Okay.
Now, I can't answer the question as to whether or not he went swimming beforehand or how. I mean, it was very cold in New York.
I just want the women listening to us to know that Seinfeld was right. Shrinkage is a thing.
It is definitely a thing.
It is.
So I want to tell you that this show is perfection.
Is
You know
it?
what I thought of as I'm watching it, especially because it's like this period piece kind of a thing, that I'm sitting there thinking especially in this gorgeous old theater, that I'm like, this must have been what it was like to watch vaudevillian slapstick comedy. Like,
Yeah.
it was fantastic. It's so funny. It's funny from the start to the end. It was so funny that Dylan just at one point uncontrollably couldn't stop laughing and was crying laughing. It was so much fun. It was just really great.
Did anyone in the row in front of you all turn around and ask him to stop?
They said we'd all enjoy it if you'd stop crying.
That made me laugh.
It was really, really cool. But I want to point out beforehand,
Yeah.
we went to Gatsby's Landing, which is a restaurant. I was really nervous
Yeah.
about going to it because it's this sort of, oh, before you see a show, go to Gatsby's Landing. And I was like, oh, this is going to be some pretentious crap food place that
Yeah.
just makes their money because of their proximity to Broadway shows. No. The food was insanely delicious. But I was like, I couldn't figure out between this or this to eat or whatever. So I kept asking the waitress, well, what do you recommend? What do you recommend? And everything that she was recommending was spot on. So we were like, listen, this is going to sound crazy because you've been recommending so many nice things to us. Like, we want to experience different places in New York, different neighborhoods. Like, where do you recommend that we go next? And she's like, oh, well, have you been to Washington Heights? Now, Washington Heights is between like Harlem and
The Bronx. Yeah.
and Washington Heights. And so if you ever hear the song, It's Quiet Uptown from Hamilton, this is what they're talking about, Hamilton Heights. And so we went there the next day.
Hamilton Heights.
Yeah, Hamilton Heights.
Oh, you said Washington Heights.
Oh, did I? Caitlin?
Yeah.
I have to get Caitlin's yeah, I was wrong. Hamilton Heights.
That's why I was confused because I was like,
because you're like
Washington
the Bronx.
Heights. That's where we talk.
Oh no,
Yeah, we
it's
talked about it.
between
That's where the
Washington
Puerto
Heights
Ricans
and Harlem, and so we went there, and it was crazy. It was gorgeous. It's like it looks like to me, if you were thinking about like what places look like in the American Revolution, it's this.
Mm-hmm.
And we loved it. We had a great time walking around there. Now, what wasn't a great time was walking around there because it was fucking freezing.
Oh, yeah.
It was so cold. Like we got to the point, I don't understand this kind of cold weather. Like it's just, like, it felt like the wind blowing. It was like -12 was the feels like, but it was like 6-7 degrees outside. And
6-7.
Did I tell you that Jen made that up?
I've heard that.
So, like, I was covered. I had a scarf that wrapped around my face a couple of times, and we had thermals on, so that wasn't bad. What was bad was from here, from the top of my nose to the top of my head, and the wind would blow, and it felt like it would just come into my sockets and squeeze my eyes, and like it was so painful, and like we just had to. It was early too. It was like 9:30, so there wasn't a lot open because it was a Saturday morning. and we'd found this like deli thing open that had like 2 tables in it that you could sit at, and we're like, just go in there and order food. And it was such a nice little reprise from that cold.
Yeah.
But then we decided from there, that was like at 145th or something like that. We walked up to 157th from there, which was painful. But it was really, I mean, that's where it was gorgeous, in the high 150s at that 157 station. We walked into a grocery store, though, to compare. And I just want to say, for everyone who says that New York is super expensive, it was the same pricing as a Publix here.
Yeah, a lot of the grocery stores here, unless you're going to a Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods, the groceries are very comparable to other places. Now, I don't know if that means New York is cheap groceries like everywhere else, or that places like Orlando and Tampa and St. Pete are just coming up in prices to meet New York. But yeah, they're pretty comparable unless you're going to one of those high-end places.
Yeah. The other thing I want to mention, we did not make it to Mary O's. Our plan was to go Saturday morning, but we were like, it's a long walk, not doing it.
Can I just say, I woke up around like 8:30 on Saturday morning, and I was laying in bed scrolling through my phone, and just out of the blue, I stopped and I thought, I bet he's getting ready to go to Mary O's right now, but it's so fucking cold out there.
Yeah. So it didn't happen. We did get tickets for Saturday's matinee of Marjorie Prime.
Yes.
So here's the cast of Marjorie Prime, real quick. June Squibb plays Marjorie. Cynthia Nixon.
She's like 98 years old.
Yeah.
Cynthia Nixon, beautiful.
Plays her
Love
daughter. And then Cynthia Nixon in this is married to a guy played by Danny Bernstein. Danny Bernstein, he's a Tony Award winner. He was the love interest of Gypsy of Mama Rose in Gypsy with Audra McDonald.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like that's sort of like a campy musical theater-y character role. So I didn't realize that he was an insanely incredible actor. And then Christopher Lowell, who played Walter, you would recognize him if you saw him. Everybody in the cast was recognizable.
Yeah, there's this show. I don't know if they're like either that is just really great and that's why, or if they're just pushing it for Tonys. But advertising on TV and in the subways is just like crazy for this show. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is an incredible show. It is the opposite of Oh Mary.
Yeah.
It is sad, it's depressing. But just in this intense way. So I don't know if you're aware of what the plot is, but
I know it has something to do with AI.
Yes, and it's kind of like so June Squibb's character Marjorie is 84 years old and she's got dementia. So what they did is they buy this AI robot that looks like her husband, who knows all of her husband's stories and all of their stories, and it's to keep her memory going of like, so they have conversations about the stuff that they used to do. And so she's like, tell me the time that we did whatever, and he'll go and tell a story, and it's to help her through her dementia, right?
Oh.
But then she's got this bad relationship with her daughter, and they're not really communicating very well. But then there's this scene that pops up, and they're having a long conversation, and somewhere during that conversation, you realize that Marjorie died, and the daughter is talking to an AI version of Marjorie. And then it starts getting...
Spoiler alert.
Dude, I'm going to... You have until Sunday to see this. So if you're listening now and you don't have a ticket...
Here's the thing, though. I can tell you just based on this cast, they're going to turn this into a movie.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But then like there's this thing where because she saw it happen to her mother, that Cynthia Nixon's character is just like she can't communicate with her husband because she feels like she's through the part of life where she's living, and now she's in the part of life where she's waiting to die. And there's like some family trauma in the early days. So anyway, then you see the husband talking to Cynthia Nixon and realize that she's an AI version because
spoiler alert.
But here's like the horrible part of it all. So then it's like, and the breakdown. So
And then
it's-
you looked at Dylan, and Dylan's an AI.
so it's like, so like the thing is when you get your AI, you have to then tell it everything about this person. So the
Yeah.
husband's telling this AI version of this happy AI robot, like, no, you were not a happy person and you were hard to deal with. And like he breaks down. I thought I was Dear Evan Hansen gonna cry. I just was like, I need to
Really?
get out of here. It was so, watching him break down like that was so hard to watch. And any show that's like where children and parents have like a trauma and they can't communicate and they feel like they've disappointed each other, and there's this whole aspect of it that's like you can't say things to people when they're alive, and you try to do this after they died to these AI things, and it's not working, and it's just devastating. Anyway, the part that kills me too is that the three AIs, and it's kind of funny because of course, the people are lying to the AIs and glorifying the past. So you've got these three AIs sitting at a table telling stories the way that people wanted to hear them, and having this conversation. And they're all like, "Where's John? Like I haven't seen him today. Like, hopefully he'll be here soon." And they're just sitting around a table telling story after story after story, and John never comes. And you realize that John has died. And so now these three AIs are just going to sit at a table until somebody shows up to destroy them, telling stories that never really happened. And it's just so sad. But such a great show. Anyway,
Listen, I know this is going to upset you when I say this. I would much rather sit in a theater and watch a movie than sit in a theater and watch live theater. That's just who I am. I know you're a live theater guy. You love it. You love Broadway. I know a lot of people are thinking you moved to New York and you're not a huge fan of live theater. I would much rather watch a movie of something than live theater. That's just how I am. Mm-hmm. However, this sounds very interesting, and I kind of want to go see this now.
Well, it's you can get 50% off the tickets if you go to TKTS. Sorry that I told you
might
what
do
happens,
that.
But it's still worth
It's
it.
all right.
It's just
Listen,
really well acted.
I am one of those
good
people
actress.
who, even if you spoil something for me, I'll still see it. I don't mind learning how something ends. If I know I'm not going to see something for a couple of weeks when it comes out, I'll read online how it ends just because I have no patience.
Yeah.
But I have heard on New York One, because they do a lot of Broadway specials where they'll talk about like shows coming out on Broadway and talk to the actors and stuff. There is a like June Squibb and Cynthia Nixon are like highly favored to win Tonys for this. And I keep seeing advertisements for it on my Facebook because obviously Facebook listens to me as it does with everybody. But I've heard nothing but good things for this show. And every day when I go to work, I'm waiting at the subway station. The screens behind me is just pictures of June Squibb and the advertisements for this show. And I'm like, well, maybe I need to see it.
Yeah. It's worth it. I mean,
you know what it is about live theater? The seats are so small. Movie theaters have,
I get it,
spoiled me with reclining seats and rocking seats and man spreading space so I can open my legs. I can't open my legs at a Broadway theater. The seats are too small.
Yeah.
And I'm too fat. So, but maybe I'll put my legs together for this show.
I think I enjoy it because I think I love the movies. Don't get me wrong, and I love to go to a theater and see a show. But when you're in a Broadway show, like specifically a Broadway theater, minus the crazy people at Stranger Things, usually they're quiet. And they're there to see the show. Everyone's paid a lot of money. You just want to enjoy it, and especially in a play and not a musical, where people will sing along and clap. Like a serious play like this, you just sit there and watch it, and it's fantastic. You forget there are people around you, and that, especially when they're so talented that they draw you in. I love it. I love theater.
Yeah.
I love going to any theater, movie theater, or whatever, to see a show.
Yeah, Joe, my younger brother's the same way, and it's just there's a quality about live theater that connects with a lot of people, and that I wish I connected with.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to mention, other than that, it was brutally cold and I hated it.
It was.
I do, but I love the city. I don't
It
care.
was unreasonably cold.
There were snow banks,
last
like
2 weeks.
icebergs taller than Dylan on street corners. We took photos of it. It's hilarious.
And I think we talked about this. Snow is beautiful for a day.
Yeah.
Like it's white, it's soft, it's fluffy, and then it turned into this gray, gross mass on the side of the road that is like, can you fucking get that out of the way? I have to get to work.
Some of the streets, like they don't clear out the path for the entire opening of the sidewalk. It's like this. So then you've got the same amount of people walking across the street, but then they bottleneck into like a 2-foot wide opening to get in and out, and you can't like step on top of the snow because at this point
because you'll sink in.
Well, no, it's melted enough, and then it got cold again, so it's a solid block of iceberg, and you cannot step on it. And if you hit your shin on it, you're done.
There are sections where it does that and it melts and it looks like ice. It's not ice. It's slushy water.
Yeah,
your foot goes down into it,
and then you're fucked.
That's why I had to buy waterproof Uggs, available at Uggs and Macy's on 34th
I wanted
Street.
to mention this because I talk about it all the time. You know, I just
Yes.
want to mention that I have confirmation that next week construction will start on the garage conversion. Because
nice.
we've been told, and this is a big discussion on our part, we were told by the city that if we apply for the variance, it'll be granted. It'll just take time because it's a process,
Nice.
30 to 45 days. You have to notify your neighbors, and as long as none of the neighbors complain, hopefully they don't, then everything's able to move forward. So we had a big discussion, and when we had the whole family over for the Super Bowl, and we walked them into the garage, and we're like, do we wait the 30 to 45 days for the variance, and we had put tape out like to say this is where this would go, this is where they go. It's like, or do we come in 4.5 feet and just start building? And everybody was like, why? What's the rush? Do it right. And so I told them that's what we're going to do. So he applied for the variance today, and just before the podcast sent me a message and said, my crew can start next week if you want us to start framing the bathroom and everything, just because we know it's going to work. Just to get it ready to the point where once they sign the paperwork, we can start the inspections to be done. Very excited about that.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
That is my week. How about you? What did you do?
Nice. All right. I'm going to start this off with saying there are 2 types of customers that come into Uggs at Macy's. The first kind was this older man. He's 83 years old, and I know this because at a point in this conversation, he yelled at one of my managers, I am 83 years old, and I deserve better service than this. So this older 83-year-old gentleman came in to return a pair of Ugg shoes. Now, if you've ever returned anything, but specifically shoes, you have 30 days to return Ugg shoes to the establishment you bought them at if they have not been worn. If there's not like wear and tear on them, they'll exchange them or do a return for you. But if it looks like you went running through the streets of brown snow, New York,
what if
gray
you went
snow,
to Uggs?
New York?
What if I went to Uggs on Thursday when we got there and bought Uggs and then tried to return them on Saturday before I flew away?
Yeah, it's crazy. So he was like very adamant about how his wife did not like these shoes and he wanted to return them. But they were very obviously worn. It wasn't like, oh, well, this scuff could. It looked like she went running a marathon during the blizzard and then decided she didn't want them. So he was like, I want to return them, blah, 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 blah. My manager said, no, you can't return them. So I'm walking by, and this happens all the time. I am an older white gentleman. I am older than anyone who works at Uggs. Most everybody at Uggs,
your boss is younger than you?
Yeah.
That's
everyone
exciting.
at Uggs is in their 20s and 30s. I am basically.
Is it
you
like
remember
their
that movie?
after-school job?
Yeah.
And they're your
Well,
boss?
some of them. Yeah.
Do you remember that episode of Roseanne when like they were all like the guy that ran the chicken shop or whatever, like
Yes.
the fast food place was like
that
the
is it.
child?
I am Roseanne.
Oh, that's good times.
So, in fact, half of the people there are in school for other things while they work at Uggs. So, most people, when they come in, if they don't get the answer they like, they look at me and they're like, "Are you the manager?" Like, I'm the one who runs Uggs because I'm a middle-aged white man. I must be the guy who's looking over all of these other people. Who, by the way, I'm the only white person who works at Uggs. So these are people of color. So America's racism is coming out at Uggs as they say, "You're the middle-aged white guy. You must be in charge of all these people of color." And I'm like, I laughed at him because I hear this all day. And I was like, "Sir, I am like at the bottom of the fucking totem pole. I am like the newest I have no authority here whatsoever. I am Robert De Niro from that movie, The Intern. I have no authority. All I have is my life experience to bestow on these children who are my bosses." So he's like, "I need your help. You're the boss." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And then my boss is like, "Yeah, I tell him what to do." And then we all have a good laugh. And then I go in the back and cry. But he was so upset. He was so upset he couldn't return the shoes. So he finally gave in. He goes, "Fine, I'll keep the damn shoes." And he closes up the bag. And as he walks out, we have tables that have like Uggs displayed. He takes his arm, his 83-year-old saggy skin arm, and slides it across the table and flings the shoes in the air and storms off. And I was like, what a fucking child. You're 83 years old, dude. What the hell are you doing?
Wait a minute. So he just didn't take the shoes with him?
He did. He took his bag with him.
Okay.
But he these were our shoes, not his shoes. He kept his shoes in the bag. He slung the shoes, and our manager bends down and picks them up, and he's like, "What are you going to do?" And I was like, "Dude, he's heading to the escalator. Go kick him down the stairs." Listen, I will. If there's no cameras, I will vouch for you. I will say he attacked you first. Go kick that motherfucker down the stairs. He was so rude. Anyway, if you're listening, old 83-year-old man, you were a dick. But that's the bad
and
people.
clearly lying. I mean,
lying.
Yeah,
your wife wore those shoes,
right.
you liar.
She didn't like them because you were there temporarily. She put them on and wore them, and now you're leaving and you want your money back.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not how it works.
We get, and this is more so than the first ones. The latter part is we get these customers who come from all over the world, who are just the nicest, kindest people. This weekend, I had a French guy come in and thank me for being friendly and smiling. And he's like, "You answered all our questions. You were nice. You acted like we had known each other for years." He goes, "You were just so friendly. People in France are not like this." This is my French accent, by the way. I know Caitlin's cringing because she's
dead on.
French. But he's like, "You people like in France are not like this. You are so friendly and you smile all the time." And I was like, "Thank you."
It's so spot on. I feel like you stopped using all Microsoft products.
Right? You felt like you were in Paris, didn't you? Anyway,
I read an article that France stopped using Microsoft.
Did they?
Yeah,
because Bill Gates allegedly paid a Russian prostitute?
Well, no. Because they said that they can't rely on American technology anymore because
interesting.
It's so like America's dominance over everything is volatile, so that they decided to find other avenues.
Listen, they're not wrong.
I mean,
they're not wrong.
Saying, like you could was just think about like the things that like a dictator thing could do and say like, okay, we're gonna tell Microsoft to shut down access to all of France for these products until France gives us France. You know what I mean? Or like backs off of Greenland or something like those sort of things are possible. Yeah. So he's just like, you know what? Let's just not rely on America for anything right now.
Now, I don't want to feed into the stereotypes of America, but the angry man who came in was an 83-year-old white man. Whiter than white. Then on the opposite spectrum,
I had snow before it turns gray.
Like the snow before it turns gray. Then I had a lovely, wonderful, beautiful black woman with a British accent. And you know how I feel about British accents. I will sign my 401k if I hadn't already cashed it in. I will sign my 401k over to a British person because I love the accent.
Did she call you baby? Because I know how you like it when people
Baby.
call you baby.
She did.
Did she call you
She
baby
called
in
me. Yeah.
in a
She
British
said,
accent?
yes. She was like, baby, I need these boots. So she came in for boots because she was going to an event and she wanted new boots for the event. She goes, it's going to be cold this weekend. It's going to be freezing. I have to walk through this snow. I want beautiful boots. I want to be stylish, but I want to be warm. And I gave her, you know what's stylish and warm? Ugg boots. Available at Uggs at Macy's on 34th Street. Anyway, so
I get they pay your salary, but they're not paying.
So she comes in and she's talking about how she's got a great weekend coming up. And I was like, she came right up to me and I think, okay, so you know this from me working there, but I don't know if everybody listening knows this. I am a fat gay guy who sweats a lot. So I carry those big clack fans with me everywhere. I have those at Uggs. Now, Uggs dress code is it has to be solid colors. So I have specifically purchased these big clack fans in the colors, solid colors that match my Ugg outfit. So I have a black one, a brown one, and a white one. So I've got my big clack fan. I have become known at Macy's as the fan guy. There's a guy at Uggs who has a big clack fan. That is this guy. So she comes in, and it's a symbol to these people who come in, these progressive people, to know you're safe with me because I'm a big old homo. You know this because I'm fanning myself, and I'm like, oh, my God, it's so hot in here, and I'm fanning myself. So they're like, you're safe. You're basically the gay Blanche from Golden Girls. So she comes up and we're having a good time and I try on boots and she buys these boots.
What is Chris watching? Because
Chris went
the
to
reflection and it's like going nuts behind you.
Oh.
I was like, is he? I'm worried that he's gonna have an epileptic fit.
CNN is on.
Oh, okay.
However, about 30 minutes ago, Chris went to his room because I'm too loud.
Oh.
Chris left about 30 minutes ago because I am too loud.
The reflection behind you was like, nah. Anyway, sorry.
It's a Royal Caribbean commercial on CNN, by the way. Anyway, Royal Caribbean cruises for the gays. Anyway,
Give
they
me a
didn't
free
pay
cruise.
either. I know, right? It's like we need to have all these paid sponsorships we could be promoting. Anyway, so this lady, while I'm talking to her, her name's Dee. She's a delight. And I was like, so she's like, I've got this event I'm going to this weekend. I'm really excited. I was like, oh, where are you going? So she was like, I'm going to a Mamma Mia themed burlesque show in Queens. And I said, tell me more. And she's like, it's going to have RuPaul's Drag Race queens there. It's going to have burlesque dancers. Some of the dancers were backup dancers for Prince before he died. So she's like, it's going to be at Queens College in Flushing, Queens. She goes, if you're free, you should come. And I was like, say less, girl. You invite me, I am going. So I text you and Dylan and I said, hey, here's the link. You should totally go to this. And he replied back, it's too fucking cold. So you did not go.
Do you know what I said to Dylan? Because you said a customer has invited me to this. You should check it out. I showed it to Dylan and I said, this must be the most beautiful, hottest guy in the world. He must be like Heated Rivalry and Red, White, and Royal Blue combined, or like Jeremy, first of all, to go to Queens. Second of all, in this freezing fucking weather, no way in hell he's not going there because a hot guy. Now that you tell me it's a British woman who called you baby.
It was a black British woman who called me baby.
Then
and that does
same
it
thing
more
as a
for
hot
me
guy.
Better than anybody, any kind of hot guy. So I there because
I would say it also sounds like an event that I would cover for work. And Dylan's like, you are not working.
I very much, when I got there, I was like, this is totally a work event that I would have covered when I worked at Watermark.
Yeah.
Now, burlesque shows, when we went to burlesque shows in Orlando, they're like a mix between striptease and drag performers. And they're usually in like the theater version of like the theater part of a bar. This was Queens College. This is like a full-on theater. This is like a Broadway theater with the seats, and it's on a stage. So it's not like it was like a bar thing.
Mm.
And it was amazing. It was Mamma Mia songs to burlesque dancers and drag queens, and it was a blast, and I had so much fun. I wish that it was a smaller venue so I could have met people. However, I did talk to some of the AHF people there because it was put on, I don't know if I mentioned this, put on by AIDS Healthcare Foundation. I talked to some people there. There's an AIDS Healthcare Foundation office like 2 blocks from me. So I'm going to start volunteering there. I'm going to go in and talk to them. I'm going to start volunteering there. So I made some friends.
We love AHF.
I love AHF. And it was so much fun. I wish you guys would have come because it was a work feeling event aside. It was just such a good show. It felt like, did you see Cher when she did her concert in Orlando?
I mean, I've seen Cher in concert like 1,000 times, but yeah.
It felt like a Cher concert without Cher. Like there were like these elaborate sets and these dance numbers. And it just felt like a Cher show without Cher there. But they're going on tour with it. This Mamma Mia show. So if you are in Washington, D.C. on February 13th or 14th, Chicago on February 21st or 22nd, or, and I know this is because it was New York, D.C., Chicago, or Columbus, Ohio. It's like the odd. Such a weird
you were going to say
city,
Tampa or Orlando, right? So I could get some advertising out of it.
Columbus, Ohio on February 23rd or 28th. Check out the show. It was so much fun. I had such a blast.
Oh, good.
Let's see. I'm going through my notes here. I can't remember if I talked about this on the last episode, but obviously my ceiling is caving in.
Oh, yeah.
The Super is coming in today. Did I talk about that he came here with his, I don't know if it was his daughter, his granddaughter, the little girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
so
she
translated
that we joked
for him.
About you screaming at?
Yeah. So he's coming today. I finally hopefully get the ceiling fixed. I don't know how much longer this podcast is going to go, but this door behind me, I feel like Mr. Rogers. A special guest might pop up in there. He's supposed to come today to fix the ceiling and the leak in the kitchen.
Or to be like the Ricky Lake show from back in the day. You heard ding dong, and then Ricky Lake would be like,
"Who is that?"
The door? Oh, and the audience is like,
So he's coming today, so hopefully get that fixed. And I have said this on numerous occasions. This is becoming my catchphrase. I should not have to beg to get my ceiling fixed when I'm paying $4,000 a month for rent. If my building manager is listening, I want you to hear this. I should not have to beg you to fix anything in this apartment if I'm paying $4,000 a month. Anyway, my next note is Rick and Dylan came to visit me because I didn't know you were going to go first. So we can skip over that part.
We covered that.
Yeah. The only other thing I did this week is the Super Bowl happened.
Yes.
We mentioned earlier the most boring game I've ever seen, but one of the best halftime shows. And I know this is going to make conservatives' heads explode. I loved Bad Bunny, and I'm glad that I was here watching it alone because when I saw Pedro Pascal, I gay gasped. When I saw Lady Gaga, I gay gasped. And when I saw Ricky Martin, I gay gasped. I thought it was great. Yeah. Also, did you see the 2 hot Latin guys grinding on each other at the pickup truck?
Yeah.
Ooh. I will say, is this the greatest halftime show I've ever seen? I don't know. Is this the first halftime show that I may have touched myself to? Probably. It was so hot.
Wow.
This whole show was so hot.
You're going to have to warn us before you start dropping shit like that. I mean,
sorry.
Caitlin can't hear you.
I'm a bottle of wine into this, and this is the hottest halftime show I've ever seen in my life. It was very
sexy. I mean,
it was
the women
sexy.
dancing. There was that one thing. I don't know any of Bad Bunny's music, but like there was a lot of like that like twerking kind of thing going on with this group of women, and I'm like, they are fucking sexy. Like that was
so
really
like
really
there were
good.
times when women were like doing that twerking thing, and I was like, am I gay? And then I saw the 2 guys at the pickup truck, and I was like, yeah, I'm gay. I am so gay.
I had somebody said this to me. I won't say who because I'm not gonna. That's not my style. But they were like Like, I just don't like music that I don't understand what they're saying. And I was
Really?
like, okay, I can get that, to a degree. But I mean, I'm not that way. I go to the opera and I don't know what they're saying, but it's
Right?
beautiful. And like one of my
All I
favorite
kept thinking when
songs
people
is-
were bitching about they're like, oh, it's in Spanish. I was like, so you've never seen an Italian opera and appreciated it for the fact
Yeah.
that it's beautiful?
or even just listened to a song that's like Andre Pacelli, The Prayer that he sings with
the
Celine Dion.
Amazing.
Or like the one he did with Ed Sheeran, Perfect, and he's
Yeah.
it's gorgeous. You don't have to know what
even
he's
if
saying.
even if you're a hillbilly, are you gonna sit here with a straight face and tell me you know what the fuck ba with da ba da bang biggie fucking means? That's not even real words.
I know. Here's what my response was.
That's a Kid Rock song, by the way. If anybody's listening,
here's what I exactly said. I said I don't know the words to Pour Some Sugar on Me, but I like the song.
Yeah. I listen. This is coming from a guy for 46 years who has sung the wrong lyrics to almost every song I've ever listened to. It's about the beat. It's not about the lyrics.
Yeah, I mean,
unless you're listening to American Pie, then it's strictly about the lyrics. That's a powerful song.
Or the Macarena. Now,
Or there's another one. How many of us fucking dance to the Macarena? You have no fucking clue what they're saying.
Right. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
cuckoo.
Anyway, good halftime show.
I enjoyed it.
Did you like? I hated the game. Love the halftime show. What were your thoughts on the commercials? Because I feel like the halftime show and the commercials is the only thing gays.
I feel like there were some good ones, but I actually spent a lot of time cooking. So I missed a lot of the ones at the beginning. But they're just not. I don't think that they're at that level anymore.
Yeah,
they're not.
Most of them sucked. I did write down my top 3. I don't know if you have what your favorites were, but I'll go from 3 up to 1. 3, I thought it was hilarious that Pepsi had the Coca-Cola polar bear.
Hilarious.
Basically, I love them.
Brilliant.
I love them. Goodwill Duncan,
That's
Duncan
good.
sitcom.
Yeah. How do you like them
agent.
nuts? That was a good one.
How do you like them nuts? Loved it. And my favorite was and it's partly because I thought it was hilarious, partly because I really believe in this cause, is the Relax Your Tight End, where they had football tight ends to get prostate cancer checks.
Yeah.
And it's like, relax your tight end. And they had all these tight ends doing like yoga and shit.
Hilarious.
Cracked me up.
Hilarious.
My favorite commercial. I loved it. Also, speaking of cancers back there, did you hear they released Catherine O'Hara died of rectal complications from rectal cancer?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So first, because I get and you know this, I pushed for this when I was at Watermark. Everybody needs to get rectal cancer screenings, anal pap smears. I get them done every year because I have HPV back there in the back door. And it showed me Catherine O'Hara, for all the reasons I loved her, she also loved butt stuff. And I love that for her. And I hope she's resting easy, and I can't wait to see her in heaven.
You love butt stuff.
I love butt stuff. Anyway, yes, so schedule your anal pap smear this year. If anything from this podcast, if you learned anything, schedule your anal pap smear.
That's and she's up there in age, so it's like a thing that's always a concern, I guess.
Her was, and I don't like to admit this because you know how I feel about crying.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand crying. Crying makes me very uncomfortable. I teared up when I found out she died. I had to sit with a moment. Like, there was a certain employee at Watermark who had to take time off because one of their favorite celebrities passed away. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then Catherine O'Hara passed away. And I was like, I get it now. I totally get it. Because I had to take a moment.
Do you?
Well,
taking a moment or 3 days off of work? I mean, come on.
I took a moment. I didn't take 3 days.
3 days.
But I did take a moment. And I loved her so much.
Then it ended up costing me $3,000 because the article that accompanied this sad moment in this person's life was a ripped
yeah.
off photo placed online, and I had to pay $3,000.
I don't want to dig. I don't want to dig that up for you because I know you don't want to vent
Too
it all on the
late.
podcast. But yeah, I will say there was a clip going around of Catherine O'Hara in an airport, and a guy stopped her and said, "Hey, listen, you're my favorite actress in the world," and she laughed and she goes, "Yeah, I'm sure." And there was just this everything I've seen about her in the week since she passed away is just was just so humble. And I don't think she realized how impactful she was on people's lives because she was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure I was." And it's like, no, girl, you were a lot of people's favorite actress and favorite comedian.
She's real good.
She's amazing.
And I love that story about like Schitt's Creek about how she's like, "Okay, fine, I'll do the pilot." And then they were like, "The pilot was so good, you have to stay in this.
You have to do it."
And she's like, I just don't want to get involved in something." And then she's like, "Fine."
Yeah, because she was kind of in a semi-retirement at that point, and she's like, "I don't want to get involved." And Eugene Levy was like, "Listen, you need to do this. It's
He's
so
like, "Listen,
good."
A, this is for our people, A.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
but yeah, Schitt's Creek is trending is the third most watched series on HBO Max right now because of that. And I adore her, and I can't wait to see her in heaven or wherever we go after we die. I love her so much.
Hey, do you want to talk BDSM?
You know I do. So
Speaking of
okay,
gay gasp.
so there's a movie that came out. It's so weird because the release of this movie is so unlike most movies I've seen. So a lot of movies, regardless of where they're made, like the focus is we want to get it released in the US because the US, love it or hate it, is like where you make your money on movies. China is becoming one of those big places, but the US is where you make a lot of your money. So there's this movie called Pillion, which is written and directed by Harry Lighton. It's his first feature film. Prior to this, he had only directed a handful of short films. He made this movie, and instead of pushing to get it released in the US, he released it in the UK because it's a British film. Released November 28th, and then did a slow rollout. So it was released February 6th, so about 4 days ago here in New York and LA. And then on February 20th, they'll be doing a wider release in the US. So you and I talked about this. I, living in New York, I was like, "Ooh, I'm going to go see it because it comes out on the 6th. You, living in Orlando, called your husband and said, "We're going to take a trip to New York for a movie." And I'm imagining your husband said, "That's an awesome idea. Let's spend the money to go."
Well, because it was not spending real money because it's
work related.
And we had
Oh,
we
that's
had
right.
the
You had free
tickets.
tickets.
We had the
So,
$500 gift card. So we're like, So it costs we had to get the hotel, which we would have had to have done in LA anyway. So so we did. And he was he was game for it. I think we were just at a point where it's like, let's go away for a few days.
Yeah, we need to
even though we're
now.
going away
I
next
wish, much like I told my family, I'll tell you this: I wish you would have come in better weather.
Yes,
but I hope you enjoyed yourself while you were here.
we loved it. The only
frozen tundra.
The only thing that made me nervous about it, like this whole movie experience, is like we got to the theater pretty early.
Yeah.
Right. So we were like 30 minutes beforehand, and then the movie didn't start for like another 20 minutes after that. But there was somebody in the audience who I think was like drunk and like watching TikTok videos at full volume for like
the volume on the phone was so loud. It was me. First of all, the movie hadn't started yet. So
I know.
There you go.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Don't
come to my city and tell me what volume to listen to my
Is that
videos.
normal though? Do you do that? Do you do that often, or were you just a bottle of wine into it? You
full
volume
no.
watch TikTok videos
First of
in
all,
public.
It's probably a combination. First, I was a full bottle after dinner into it. Secondly, I am an old man now, and I can't hear the damn videos. But I'm not the only one who does it. I think it's a New York thing. Because I go to movies all the time, and until the movies start,
do you know what we
people
figured
listen to the videos.
We figured it's that Danny actually said, I was telling Danny about this, and he's like, well, maybe he never replaced his headphones that he dropped on the bus.
No, I did.
That made me laugh so hard.
They're not very
that he
good. I have to buy new ones, but I
Oh.
did replace them.
I'm gonna travel with headphones when
Yeah.
I'm in New York next time, and just hand them to people that are listening to videos.
Nice.
I
Now, I will
just
say-
thought it'd be funny to make the joke about it. I'm
During the
perfectly
movie, because I did leave to go use the bathroom for a quick second, because I had broke the seal already. And there was like a biker gang in the lobby, I guess, who had just gotten out of another showing of it, and they were talking about the movie. And I read, after we had seen this movie, I read that they had sent tickets to like BDSM groups to invite them to the movie.
Huh.
So I thought that was really cool. So the movie, I don't know if you've even said the name of it yet, is Pillion. It's a BDSM dom sub gay culture movie. There's a couple of factoids before we get into the movie that I thought you would really enjoy that I wrote down. So this premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. It won 2 awards. The first award was Best Screenplay, which, after seeing this movie, of all the awards it could have won for, I can see it winning. Like the screenplay itself, it's a very interesting subject. So I can see why it would win that. The other one, and I know you're going to love this, it won the Palm Dog. Do you know what the Palm Dog is?
Is it that hairy old guy that ran around naked with the dog mask on?
The Palm Dog is an award given out at the Cannes Film Festival to a performance by a dog or multiple dogs in a film that are, the performance from the dog is of a quality of needing to be awarded.
What's that dog running around the park naked?
You know what?
Award worthy.
My first thought was, is this the fucking guy in the dog mask? So that guy did not win or get nominated. So that'll make you happy.
Oh,
The
it's
film
his
was
dog.
awarded to Rosie, his Rottweiler,
Oh, okay.
and Hippo, the long-haired dachshund. The dog his
did
mom
like
had.
Hippo.
So I wrote down here, make sure to let Rick know the award did not go to the man dressed as a dog. It went to the 2 actual dogs. So I thought that'd make you happy.
Yeah, that is cute. I did like that. What do you think Rotten Tomatoes was on this before we get into our opinions?
Okay, so just because I know a little bit, I've been because like you said, we've been talking about this movie for a while. And when it came to the US, we were like, we want to see this movie. We saw the trailer probably like 8 or 9 months ago. Looked really interesting. I know that it made quite an appearance, like an impact at don't laugh. We were gonna ignore everything that happens before.
I can't
behind
help
me.
it. I could ignore the super when he walks in, but Chris
Just
in a
not Chris.
in a crop top, I can't ignore.
So I know that it made quite an impact at the Cannes Film Festival. So I'm gonna say the critics gave it 95%, because this is the type of the film, I know it's been nominated for a bunch of awards.
I will tell you, there's
I know the critics love it.
114 reviews for critics.
Oh, yeah, I'll go 95.
Okay.
Audience, this looks like a hard sell to middle of the road audiences. So I'll go 80% audiences.
You're on the right track, but it's 100 critics.
Really?
Yeah, 114.
They had a 100% on
100.
Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
good for them.
79 for audience. So you know what?
Okay.
I like to go through and see like what the people who were against it, what did they say? So I'm going to
Yeah.
read this. It's kind of long, this
Okay.
review, and I may need these because I didn't blow up the
He's
font.
putting his readers on.
Let me put them down here so we can make it look like, we're
Yes.
young whippersnappers.
Okay, Bill O'Reilly, tell me why they didn't like the
take
movie.
A modern day Lolita wrapped in leather. This is horror, not romance. Glorified abuse and dehumanization disguised as love. Pillion is the Lolita of queer cinema. It sugarcoats dehumanization and sells abuse as romance. Watching a human being be treated as a communal sex toy isn't kinky or sweet. It's horrifying. The director failed to see the monster he created. Now that is a person
Okay.
who does not understand this culture.
Listen, first, fuck that guy or girl or non-binary. I don't judge whatever your gender is. Fuck you.
I don't
'cause
judge.
here's-
Fuck you.
Fuck you, whatever your gender is, you can be whoever you want. I'll still say fuck you. Because here's the thing. The difference between this movie and Lolita is this movie, they're all legal age consenting adults. Lolita is a 15-year-old girl. I don't know if you've ever read the book Lolita or watched the movie. It's an older man seducing a 15-year-old girl. So don't compare this movie to Lolita. Secondly, some people just think it's kind of sexy to be told what to do. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and clearly this guy did. So
Listen, I didn't love this movie, but I totally got it. If Alexander Skarsgård came up to me and he's like, sleep at on the floor at the foot of my bed and make me dinner, you're damn right I'll make him dinner and sleep at the foot of his bed.
yeah. Especially for that prosthetic, am I right?
Okay, I had to look
totally
that
a
up. I
prosthetic.
knew it was, but I had to check. But yes, it is a prosthetic. There is penis in this movie, and he whips it out, and it's pierced, and it's huge, and it's beautiful.
I could have done without. I mean, I
Could you have done without it?
without the nudity
Oh.
from everyone else.
Oh.
It was.
Okay, I will say.
I mean, if he like prosthetic
a
or not, his nudity would be like.
Yeah, there's a lot of nudity in this. Alexander Skarsgård is the only person in this movie who I wanted to see naked.
Right.
Everyone else could have put their clothes back on.
Yeah.
But Alexander Skarsgård, dude, you can be naked in anything you want to be naked in. I love you.
Yeah. I find it odd because this is a British movie, but he sounded like an American. Did he play an American?
Well, he's not American. He's Swedish.
Yes, but he didn't have a Swedish accent
He
either.
did not. But I will say that with the preface of I don't entirely know what a Swedish accent sounds like.
It's just a fluken.
Is that Swedish?
It's the Swedish
Okay.
chef. Doesn't everyone sound like the Swedish chef from Sweden?
That's
No?
racist.
That's Muppetist.
Yeah, he had a very. If you watched him in True Blood, it's the same accent he had in True Blood.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's his normal voice or if he's doing like a version of American accent. They never specify whether he's British or American or whatever. They just he's a dom in the BDSM community. By the way, we haven't mentioned this yet, but Harry Melling is the sub in this couple. And for those who don't know the name, he's Dudley from the Harry Potter movies. And he's lost a lot of weight. And good for him. Because, he's won a bunch of awards for this already. He does a great job. I thought that he did, like, his acting is amazing in this. Like, I didn't expect that from Dudley.
Yeah.
Like, he's so good in this.
He really is, yeah. I think the acting is good in this. I mean, I was blown away by Leslie Sharp, who plays his mom.
Yeah. His mom is dying from cancer, just wants her son, because her son's very introvert. He's very quiet. He's part of a barbershop quartet. Kind of a dork.
It sounded like you just said barber shit quartet, and that cracks me up.
Barbershop. He's a barbershop singer. He's kind of a dorky. He's a meter maid. People give him shit because he writes parking tickets.
Oh my god, that lady that was on his ass, and he took the phone call and walked away. And she's like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, just leave the man alone." He's like I'm just doing my job.
Learn to where you need to. He's just doing his job. Learn where you need to park, bitch. Don't fucking go after him. Learn to know how to do your life better. Anyway, so he's a parking meter or a meter maid. And he's very introvert. And I feel like halfway through like the first half of the movie, I was just feeling bad for the guy. Like he just needs a break. And then Alexander Skarsgård, who plays Ray, comes along. They're at a at a bar, and he sees him and he's like, he's really hot. And he shoots his shot. And Alexander Skarsgård, who played, what was his name? Colin. No, Colin was the Dudley. Ray was Alexander Skarsgård. Ray hits him up on Christmas Day of all days and says, "Hey, come meet me at this park." And right in the middle of like in public, it's quiet. There's nobody there,
It's an
but they're in
alley.
public. It's an alleyway, and he makes him get on his knees and right in his mouth.
Yeah. Which seemed to
And
be his first time doing it, and he wasn't very
yes,
good at it.
it seemed like his first blow job ever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you're like in your 20s. Have you never given a
I
blowjob
liked his
before?
explanation. He was like, I guess one gets better with practice. So can I practice on you?
Actually, I could do better if we can meet here tomorrow. And he's like, no, we're good. That was fine. That was good. You did a good job. I'm gonna go now. So Colin is like texting him for, I don't know if it's days or weeks or months, but there's like this montage of where it makes it seem like it's been a while.
Yeah.
He's texting him
Well, yeah,
for a
because
while.
the Ray's character is like, I'm not always in town, and he had left.
He's
for a
like,
while.
I got things to do. You're a little bottom bitch. You're just going to sit around and wait till I'm ready.
Yeah.
And eventually he messages him and he's like, hey, why don't we hang out? He picks him up, takes him back to his place. And you think, ooh, we're going to have sex. No, he says, kitchen's over there. Go make me dinner. And he's like, okay. So he goes and makes him dinner. And then he pats on the couch thinking, at first, at least I was like, oh, he's patting to say, hey, Colin, come join me. No, he was patting for the dog to join him up on the couch. And Colin stands behind the couch, standing and eating like a schlub. And then he's like, all right, it's bedtime. And he's like, do you snore? Do you get up and pee a lot in the middle of the night? If not, you can sleep at the foot of my bed. On the floor. If you are going to make a lot of noise, sleep in the hallway. It's like this total dom sub BDSM thing.
Yeah.
And the story just builds into that. Because it hasn't opened everywhere yet. And I want to give people a chance to see it. So I don't want to give away the ending. But it's this whole dichotomy of between the dom and the sub and what is too much, what is expected in this kind of relationship. Colin starts to realize that there's certain things he can ask for in a dom sub relationship because it's his first one that he didn't know he could ask for, and he's getting very resentful, and it's such a weird relationship between them. And I've never been in a relationship like this. So it's weird to watch something like this, but it was, I thought it was a very good story. I thought the actors were great. And I thought it was a very interesting subject.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I recommend people go see it. I just don't recommend that you fly to New York to see it because it's not that good. But
it's probably not one of those movies you spend $300 or $400 to see.
There's definitely like a quality. There's like a sadness to a lot of it.
Yeah.
There's like this whole thing where like the mother just wants the kid to be happy and doesn't understand this relationship. And that dinner scene was hilarious. I was like,
my God, it was so uncomfortable.
She was like, I'm going to say a bad word here, but it's what she said. Because she's so the mother's talking to Ray and she's like, oh, well, you're kind of a cunt, aren't you? And I was like, I love British people.
Yes.
Just say it. And it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was the dinner scene, and then everything that happens after the dinner scene is just so uncomfortable but necessary.
Yeah.
And there's this part in the movie where Colin is asking for something specific in the relationship, and Ray eventually gives it to him, and it kind of sets everything else for the movie in motion. And I don't know how to feel about it afterwards. I'm still sitting and thinking about it, and I think that's the sign of a good movie, that it makes you sit and think about the outcome.
Yeah, it was. I will say that the outcome for me was completely unexpected.
Oh, yeah.
Completely unexpected. And it just kind of leaves you like, what do you give it? How many grapes?
I'm going to give it 3.5 grapes.
I think that's a
I thought it was a good movie, not great. But it's one of those movies where I feel like if I watch it a couple of more times, I might appreciate other things in it.
I don't think I can. I can't watch that dog run around the park anymore. I can't.
I could watch him pull that penis out a couple more times.
You could tell the first time. It was like he was unrolling a fire hose.
Oh,
They
God.
didn't even show it. They just show his whole hand go
Yeah,
into the
it's
thing.
like,
and
you
whip
know,
this thing. I
he
was
was like, they were like, here's the prosthetic, and he's like, no, let's go fatter.
There's
Let's
no
go
way that's
thicker."
real. There's no
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah, great movie. Good movie. Sorry, I'm like rocking back and forth because I totally have to use the bathroom.
I was like, your Adderall
but-
kicking? Dude, me too. Let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah. So, good movie. We'll have another movie next week. But until then, the cork is back in the bottle.